listening to Fountain of Thought with your host, Dennis Fountain. One small step for man, one giant leap for America. Today's special guest star, Sonny Rain.
All right, welcome everyone to Fountain of Thought. I am Dennis Fountain, here always with my partner in crime, Mr. Sonny Rain. How are you doing today?
Yo!
All right, this is the show about anything and everything. Just picture your favorite drive time morning radio show without that annoying music. That's what you got here with us. You see, we should really have this so it's visual, because you, again, are just staring off into nothingness, and I don't know whether you're, like, making love to a beautiful woman on the beach, or if you're actually listening to me, or, I mean, I'm 2 seconds into the show. Am I boring you that much already, or?
You're stupid.
I told you, I'm just thinking.
You're just thinking.
That's it, just thinking.
You're just thinking. See, I'm used to you looking into my eyes and just longing to make eye contact. And, so I thought we would do something a little interesting for this week's episode. And I want to take it to a comedic level. And I want to talk about the police, per se.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. Not that it's a laughing matter, because trust me, I respect the police, and I think blue lives do matter. But as you know, I do the true or false headlines, and I love that, and that's a huge hit. And in researching that, I've come across a lot of police things, and they just caught my eye. So I thought we'd just have a little comic fun with that today. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan? Okay.
Sure.
Would that be B.A. Baracus, or what kind of plan are Face Man, or what kind of plan are we talking here?
Could you get on with it, please?
Could you get on with it, please? See, I don't know where that one comes from, you know. So I thought I'd start off with telling a couple humorous stories about the police. And this was about 2 years ago. It was a Sunday afternoon, about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was heading to my mother-in-law's for dinner. And I'm driving along, minding my own business, and I didn't think I was speeding, but apparently I was, because out of nowhere, and I didn't even see him, don't know where he came from, police officer pulled me over. And, you know, what's the first thing they say when they pull you over?
License and registration, please.
Okay, what's the second thing they say when they pull you over?
Put that gun down.
No. They always ask you where
Do you have any open containers in that vehicle?
No.
May I check the trunk for dead bodies?
Actually, you're jumping ahead in the program, because that's something I'm going to talk about. But no, they always ask you, where are you going? They want to know why you. I don't know why they ask that, but they ask you where you're going. Where have you been?
I have never been asked where I'm
going.
Are you
serious?
First. It's always been license and registration.
Really?
First,
and
always.
First, well, okay. Well, then the second thing is they always ask you, where are you going? Where have you? If it's late at night, they go, where have you come from? Where are you going? They want to know if you went to a bar or whatever.
Yeah, but the first thing they always said to me
was
license and registration.
And then usually somewhere in there, do you know why I pulled you over? That falls into play too, yeah. But, you know, he says, where are you going? And I said, I'm going to my mother-in-law's house. And he gave me this weird look, and I went, yeah, we're going to go have dinner. And God's honest truth, he goes, wait a minute, let me get this straight. You're going to your mother-in-law's house for dinner. And I looked at him and I went, yes, sir. Because I'm always polite. I'll always absolutely polite. I went, yes, sir. And he goes, and you're in a hurry to get there? And I went, I guess.
Good point.
And he goes, all right, I'm going to let you off with a warning this time. Take it slow. And I went, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And off I went. But I hadn't thought about it that way.
No, that's a good one.
I know. This one's not quite so humorous, but it kind of struck me as funny. Working in the movie industry, a movie theater, you don't leave until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. So trust me, I've been pulled over a lot because of that. And one of the reasons is they think that you're out drunk driving. And I was coming home, and I was on the phone.
But, of course, this has nothing to do with the fact that you're driving a 2011 Chevy Camaro Z28 SS with license plate that say
Says,
"A God." That
What?
has nothing to do with it whatsoever.
Why do we have to bring up my license plate every single episode? People are going to start hunting me down and kill. They'll put sugar in my tank. They'll be slicing my tires.
I thought they did that during the Trump election.
Yeah, they did. Oh God, we had we live in a dead end street, and I have 3 children, and all of our children have cars. And in the summertime, I don't have a big. Listen, I don't live fancy, folks. I'm dirt poor, but I do have a 1-car garage and a 2-car driveway. So my wife's on one side, and I park my Jeep on the other side. And in the summertime, I usually park my Jeep at the end of the street so I can come and go because the Camaro stays in the garage. It's a convertible, so it doesn't come out in the wintertime, but it stays in the garage. And so the Jeep is usually at the end of the street. And also, all of my kids usually park at the end of the street. And we had a rash where they were literally going through and slicing all of the tires. They were cutting all the tires. They cut my daughter's tire. They cut my tire. They cut my daughter's boyfriend's tire. And then they went down and, I don't know, I think 11 or other tires they cut all along our street. And so we called the cops, and the cops came down, and they did an investigation, which I was completely shocked at. I've had cars stolen before, and they don't do it. I mean, they come and make a report, but they don't do an investigation. They actually did an investigation, and apparently it was a teen, a young adult, we found out later. But the knife he used, he cut himself, and he had left blood on the tire. And they actually took that as evidence, and that's how they tested it, to tie this kid to that. And I was like, I'm surprised that they actually went through all of that effort to do that. But yeah, so at the end of my street, there is vandalism, and it's not just because I have a Trump bumper sticker, but they do vandalize a lot. But anyways, so police did a great job. Thank you, police. You did a great job.
It's all right. So you're leaving
I'm
the theater
leaving
at
the theater.
ungodly hours of the morning.
Yeah, and I'm on my cell phone, and I did the responsible thing. I pulled over into a parking lot. It was an old motel. At the time, it wasn't being used. They've since refurbished it. And I parked in the entrance, as you would pull into the parking lot. And I wasn't like all the way in the parking lot. I was in like the driveway part of it, but I was off the road. And I was on my phone. And I'm talking on the phone, and I can see this car coming in the other direction. And I didn't know it was a police officer at the time, but it's coming along. And then as it passes me, it turns its lights on, literally peels in a circle, and turned all the way around and like slammed on his brakes in front of me with all the lights on. I'm going, like I robbed a bank or something. I'm going, what the hell is this? And he pulled me over, license and registration. What are you doing? And I wasn't doing anything except sitting on the side of the road, minding my own business on the phone, doing what I was supposed to be doing. And he scared the living crap out of me.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I did have a bad feeling about it. So that's the end of the story. That's it. But I was just like, why did he do? I mean, was there? I don't have a police scanner. I mean, was there another vehicle that matched my description or something? Or why would he do that to pull me over? Well, not pull me. I was pulled over, but I mean, he must have thought I was up to no good or something. And I was alone in the car. There wasn't anyone with me, so there wasn't like there was anything going on. But
well, it's just going to be just one of those situations where your car just happened to match the
it must
description
have
of something else. And
it must have.
it caught him in the corner of his eye, and he just reacted.
Scared the bejeebies out of me.
Did you have to scrape your shorts after?
Almost. And he came right up to he blocked me. He came right up to the bumper, man. And he just came. I was like, all right, whatever, And then I've gotten tickets before for going 5 miles over the speed limit. 5 miles.
Yeah, I got one of those when I was younger.
I was speeding, so what are you going to do? That's one thing I will say. When I'm guilty, I'm guilty. I admit it. I have no problem admitting my crimes. When I'm innocent, that's a different story. But when I'm guilty, hey, you got me. You're doing your job. I got no problem with it. No problem being pulled over for speeding. Because I've certainly spent enough times where I deserve it. I remember.
Yeah, you definitely made up for it.
What's the fastest you've ever been in your car?
In my personal car or just in a car?
Any car. What's the fastest you've ever driven?
185.
185. I got you beat. 202. 202 miles an hour.
That's like almost NASCAR.
It was NASCAR, kind of. Yeah, there was this one spot on the highway where you're coming down a hill, and it goes down a hill, and then it goes up a hill, and when you're at the top of this hill, you can see for almost 2 miles. so you know that there's no one else on the road, and that's where I did it. And I had made several attempts because I was scared shitless, to be honest with you. I'd gone 175 several times, and then I finally had enough guts or stupidity, depends on how you look at it, to get over 202, and then I said, I'll never do that again. Never, 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 never.
That was stupid.
It was stupid. It very was, and I do not encourage it, and I was being very childish, but I had a brand new car, and I just had to see what its limits were, I just had to.
I was 18, and I was chasing an ex-girlfriend.
Chasing her? So you were a stalker?
No.
No.
No, I wouldn't call it a stalker.
No. You were just...
I was just in love.
You were just in love? Is this when you did the 185?
Yeah.
Really? To catch up with her? Or yeah?
The things you'll do at 18.
Did you catch up to her?
Oh, yeah, we caught him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We caught him?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I told you, I wasn't driving.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So these are statements. These are real, true statements that were either taken for a police report or a insurance claim. And these are hilarious. So I thought my window was down, but found it was up when I put my hand through it. So it's like those Windex commercials, with those birds that fly into that. I don't like that commercial. The pedestrian had no idea which direction I was going, so I ran him over. Now, mind you, these are true statements taken from reports. I told the police I was not injured, but upon removing my hair, I found that I fractured my skull. Oh. Can't help it. I can't. Coming home, I drove into the wrong house and collided with a tree I don't have. The other car collided with mine without giving me warning of its intention. It's like those driverless cars. They're in Boston now. I think there were 4 cities, and they're just trying them out in Boston. I'm going, if that driverless car can work in Boston, it'll work anywhere. With those streets, those narrow streets, the one-way streets, all of that stuff, and the people that just cross, and they don't care. So if those driverless cars can work in Boston, then they're going to work for good, because those are. Have you seen those?
Yeah,
those are amazing. I love those.
But I don't know if I can trust.
You
myself.
Didn't trust them? Well, not yet.
No.
But I think down the road it's going to work out. That's the future. We talk about the future all the time on this show, and I think that's going to be the future. It's going to kill a lot of industry, though. It's going to kill a lot of businesses. Hey, cabs are. Uber and Lyft and taxi cabs, those guys are all going to be out of business probably. Now you got a driverless car, so the car company just hires the car, not a person. So
yeah, so they can drop the fees down a lot less, and they don't have to pay anybody.
Well, no, they'll charge you the same thing,
or that.
Yeah, exactly. But I think about transportation and getting goods back and forth. So now you can have a driverless truck that does your deliveries for you. They have drones now from Amazon that drop it. And Amazon, they don't have it, but have you heard that Amazon has the first patent to having I forgot what they call it, but it's like, I want to say the Hindenburg, but it's like a blimp in the sky. And they have the first patent to put it over stadiums. And from this stadium, they have the blimp, and they have all of the supplies that are in it, and they have drones that will deliver what you want. So whether it's a pizza or a cell phone, you can order it from Amazon. It's up in this blimp thing, and the little drone comes and delivers it to you at your seat in the stadium.
Wow.
I know. So, like I said, it's not out there yet, but they just filed a patent for it, and they have the very first patent on that. So that's where they think technology is going. Facebook now is looking into driverless cars and all of this stuff. It's just everybody's doing this. It's going fast. All right. Next one is, no one was to blame for the accident, but it never would have happened if the other driver hadn't been alert. So blaming someone else for... Yeah. I've been driving for 40 years when I fell asleep at the wheel and had an accident. Mm-hmm.
Understandable, yeah.
And a pedestrian hit me and went under my car. I was taking my canary to the hospital. It got loose in the car and flew out the window. The next thing I saw was his rear end. Then there was a crash. I had been learning to drive with power steering. I turned the wheel to what I thought was enough and found myself in the complete opposite direction.
Wow.
This accident happened when the right door of a car came around the corner without giving a signal. Just the right door, not the car. Just the right door. There's no car involved, just the door. The indirect cause of the accident was a little guy in a small car with a big mouth. Was that you? To avoid hitting the bumper of the car in front, I struck the pedestrian. I was thrown from my car as it left the road. I was later found in a ditch by some stray cows. Somebody had too much to drink. I was backing my car out of the driveway in an unusual manner when it was struck by another car in the same place where it had been struck several times before.
Wow.
That's good for your insurance, right? You know, you get the same thing fixed over and over again. I was backing out of my car. I was backing my car out of the driveway in an unusual manner when it was struck by another car in the same place. We just heard that one. I read that one twice.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah. It's because the print is so small. I saw the slow-moving, sad-faced old gentleman named Sonny. He bounced off the hood of my car. Didn't say Sonny. I threw that in there. But, yeah. Okay. In my attempt to kill a fly, I drove into a telephone pole. I'm sure the old fellow would never make it to the other side of the road when I struck him. I'm like, all these pedestrians are getting creamed. I was unable to stop in time, and my car crashed into the other vehicle. The driver and passenger then left immediately for a vacation with injuries. Can you book that? Can you go to Expedia and book a vacation with injuries?
I have no idea.
Is that a discount? You get a discount for that? When I could not avoid the collision, I stepped on the gas and crashed into another car. I pulled away from the side of the road, glanced at my mother-in-law, and headed over the embankment. He was in a hurry to get to his mother-in-law. See?
Yeah, someone else was in a hurry once.
Mm-hmm. The accident occurred when I was attempting to bring my car out of a skid by steering into another vehicle. You know, I kind of know what he meant. When my oldest daughter was just born, we had, it was called the Blizzard of 93. And it was a bad, bad blizzard. And we were stuck at the hospital for days. They wouldn't let us go because nothing was passable. And they finally said we could go home. But the roads were still horrendous. There was like literally 2 feet of snow. We're driving home, and I'm on a pretty heavy traveled road, but there was nobody on it because there's a blizzard out. And I'm driving down, and a car is coming straight at me. It's in my lane coming straight at me. And I thought to myself, well, what do I do? Do I, let this car drive into me head on? Or there was a guardrail on the side of the road, and I actually purposely drove into the guardrail because I knew that it would keep me safe and on the road, that I wouldn't be a head-on collision and I wouldn't crash. And so I kind of know what this guy meant by that. Needless to say that everyone was okay. Nobody got hurt. In fact, Rachel, my oldest, she never even woke up. But what the scariest part was I was on the side of the road, and it's snowing like a banshee. And I'm jacking up the car because I had a flat tire. And every time I jack up the car, it slid. The car would slid off the jack. And I really thought, and this was before cell phones. I mean, so I'm in the middle of nowhere. I have no one to call. There's nobody on the road. And I've got a day-old baby in my back seat. So it was a little scary for a little bit, but we made it okay. The car was legally parked as it backed into another vehicle.
It was legally parked.
Yes, legally parked as it backed into another vehicle. Yes. A truck backed through my windshield and into my wife's face. The guy was all over the road. I had to swerve a number of times before I hit him. I saw on the way to the doctor with... I was on the way to the doctor with rear end trouble.
Proctologist?
I can't. My eyes are tearing up. When my universal joint gave way, crashing me into the accident.
Rear end trouble.
Rear end trouble.
The car or him?
I don't know. It doesn't elaborate. I collided with a stationary truck coming the other way.
The stationary
truck coming the other way.
These people actually said this.
These are actual reports. They're an invisible car. Invisible car.
I had to see that one coming.
Came out of nowhere, struck my vehicle, and then vanished.
That's believable.
The telephone pole was approaching fast. I was attempting to swerve out of its path when it struck my front end.
Yeah. I can see that happening.
I can see that happen. All right. We're going to be right back after these messages.
Dude, I had the craziest weekend. So it all started with girls' night at the club. I got into a fight with this guy, and he hit me over the head with a bottle. The next morning, I'm waking up on a pirate ship. These guys were insane. We went water skiing on sharks, dude. Sharks! They dropped me off on a beach in Florida where I got into a conversation with this old blind man.
Would you like to meet my puppy?
He had a 3-legged dog named Dorothy. The guy said he was a pilot and would fly me home for free. So I said sure. When we were back in the area, the man throws me a pack and tells me to jump. It was awesome. So, what'd you do this weekend?
Oh, nothing much. Donated blood at an American Red Cross blood drive.
What? Whoa, that's too crazy for me.
Donating blood isn't a big deal for you, but for a person in need, it's everything.
Log of the Starship Enterprise, stardate 5943.7.
Captain Kirk, this is Lieutenant Uhura. Mr. Spock is ready to patch in. Go ahead, Mr. Spock.
I'm on the surface of the destroyed barbarian planet now, Captain.
Destroyed? What do you see, Mr. Spock?
The surviving inhabitants are in a dreadful condition. It seems they can't control their limbs, and their minds are dull and useless. Fascinating. They seem to be in a state identical to that curious 20th century Earth disease called hard drug abuse. I suspect it has destroyed all meaningful life on this wretched planet.
A tragic find, Mr. Spock.
As a Vulcan, I find the need for hard drugs to be totally illogical.
But as a half-human, Spock, surely you can appreciate the suffering that hard drug abuse causes. We can only hope that other civilizations will not make the same mistake.
Welcome back. That was some good air guitar action you had going on over there.
Oh, yeah.
You're good. You were a keyboard guy. I didn't know you could do guitar.
Oh, yeah. You could do that with the keyboard strap on, too.
Oh, is that what that was? Oh, you do an excellent job with that.
Well, thank you very much.
You are very talented. So now do you know what it is and what time it is?
I know what time it is.
It's time to dig deep. That only means one thing. It's time for questions from my side.
All right, here we go. I'm going to reach. I got to stretch. It's a stretch. I got to reach deep into my sack. Okay. And question number 1 is... Oh, this is made for you. This question is absolutely made for you. You must have some good followers out there. If you mated a bulldog in a Shih Tzu, would it be called a bullshit?
Of course it would be. I might even name it bullshit.
Name your dog bullshit?
Yeah.
Here, bullshit. Here, bullshit. All right. And that was tailor-made for you. Did you send that one in?
No.
Okay, here's the next one. Okay. What's your favorite DJ memory?
My favorite DJ memory.
I have one.
What's yours?
it's kind of sappy. And I don't know if you DJ'd this one with me or not. One of the things when Sonny and I would DJ, we could always tell a couple of things about how the event was going to go and whether the couple would be very happy. If the event was being held at like the KFC or AmVets or whatever local hall it was, we knew it was going to be a really good event. If it was held at a really ritzy, classy place, a big expensive place, we always knew that the event was going to suck. And then the other thing was how they fed each other cake. If they really smeared the stuff, we figured the marriage would last. But if they were like, "Oh, don't get that on me. Oh, no, be careful of my wedding dress."
Oh, yeah.
We knew we knew it was done. But my favorite wedding, it was in the basement of some AmVets or VFW, one of those. It was in a basement, and the bride and groom were deaf. And they had a DJ, and that was the first time ever that no one ever told me to turn it down. In fact, they had me turn it up, and they couldn't hear it, but they could feel the music.
Feel the bass.
Yeah, so that was, all of my music was cranked up. And then, you know how you clink the glasses and the bride and groom kiss? Well, obviously they can't do that. So what you do is you take your napkin, and you wave your napkin in a circle in the air, and that's the sign for them to kiss. So that actually is... If I have to go to my favorite DJ memory, that's it.
That's also the sign if you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Yeah, okay.
Just thought I'd throw that out.
I have another memory of you, but I don't know if that's my favorite memory. But go ahead, I want to hear what your favorite memory is.
It's funny you asked this question because I was thinking about it the other night in Big Y, because Big Y plays a lot of the music from...
Big Y is a grocery store, for those of you that don't know.
Yeah, from our era. Anyway, we were DJing a particular event. I don't remember exactly where it was, but the bride and groom wanted them to come down the aisle to Follow Me. And every time I hear that song, I think of how stupid that was.
I remember that. That was in Sturbridge.
Yeah, who would pick a song about somebody having an affair?
Yeah, because they don't listen to the words. They didn't listen to the real words. But I do remember that.
Remember, we were looking at each other, going, "You got to be kidding me!"
Yeah, and that was a classy wedding. It was a very nice wedding, and that's what I do remember that.
Yeah, it was all outside and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I just couldn't believe that. I'm like, my God, do people...
Uncle Cracker.
Well, it's the same thing with people with Born in the USA. Does anybody actually listen to the lyrics?
Yeah, they think it. Yeah,
but it's typical. Oh, and one other memory.
Yes.
Solar.
You know what? I had forgotten about that. You're right. Can I take that back about my favorite DJ memory?
We got hired, believe it or not, to DJ
twice. They liked us so much they brought us back.
No, the second time was a wedding. The first time was a July event, and it was at a nudist camp.
Yes,
and we talk about shocked. We're driving into this place, and there's these 12 guys all playing volleyball. Stark naked. Now, I'm not saying, hey, you want to go running around naked, that's fine. But what I was concerned was, how do you protect your junk when you're diving for the ball? I mean, really?
That saying gets in all kinds of places,
Talk about Iron Man sports. But anyway, that day ended up being a flop because for whatever reason, it was 4th of July and it was only, 58 degrees that day.
Yeah, it was cold.
Yeah, so most of the people showed up dressed, and the ones that didn't, you didn't want to see anyway. But that was got to be one of the most interesting. I wouldn't call it my favorite.
Clearly was, yeah.
It was definitely something different.
It was. I have
those two guys in their adventures.
Oh boy, yeah. Well, I was worried about when we did the wedding whether the bride and groom would actually have clothes on
but
or not.
They were clothes.
Yeah, they were. They were.
It was the guests that came naked.
They were.
That was something else.
Okay, reach in. All right. Why do they call animal crackers when they're not even crackers? They're cookies. So why do they call animal crackers when they're cookies? I actually know the answer to that, and I did not Google it.
Because at one time they were crackers.
Well, because they're made like crackers. They were layered. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, I guess they used to layer them, and that's how they got that effect. All right, one more. We'll reach in. We'll do one more. And all right. Ooh, that was deep. And What's the best way to drink OJ, with or without pulp? No pulp. I don't like pulp. Can't stand the pulp.
I don't mind if it's got some pulp in it, but I don't like that big, thick, chewy
pulp.
stuff.
Yeah, I don't like pulp.
And I definitely don't like orange juice right after you brush your teeth.
Ooh, no.
That is the worst.
No. I agree.
Orange juice has to be enjoyed with a dirty mouth. And I don't mean saying fuck while you're drinking it.
I like my orange juice extremely cold as you can get. I usually put crushed ice and then I'll put my orange. I don't like warm OJ. I don't know what it is. I just don't like my OJ warm.
Well, now in the morning I have a half a teaspoon of garlic with a glass of hot water with lemon juice in it.
Seriously?
Yeah, look it up. It's supposed to be good for your heart, your cholesterol, all that stuff.
Oh, I can tell it's doing wonders for you. Lordy Lou. All right, these...
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
Laugh it up, fuzzball. These are things what not to say to a police officer. What not to say. Would you hold my beer for a while I look for my license? You must have been going over 120 to keep up with me. Sorry, officer, my radar detector wasn't plugged in. Do they have... I don't think they... Do they still make those? Who uses those anymore?
I don't know. I got yours for sale at the flea market.
You did?
No,
you got mine for sale.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Thank you. The audience is going, what the hell is he talking about?
It's still there.
Yeah, because nobody uses them anymore. You're not going to check in my trunk, are you?
That would be a good one.
Can you come back in 5 minutes? I'm in the middle of a telephone conversation right now. I've actually seen that happen on Cops, and they had to tell the woman, it was a woman, and they had to tell her to get off the phone, and she wouldn't. The cop ripped the phone out of her hands.
Really?
Yeah. I love Cops. They make new ones, They're on Spike TV. New episode of Cops. Oh, my God! Look at his eyes! They're bulging out at me! Yes!
Another memory. We were doing the fireworks party, and the state police showed up to break up the fireworks.
Oh, yes.
And were you there for that? No, that was Scott was with me then.
Scott was with you?
Yeah, and he dared me to put on the theme from Bad Boys as the cops were
Oh,
walking
you told
down.
me about that. Yeah, you did.
Oh, my God, the dirty looks I got. I was like, I hope they don't know what I'm driving.
Yeah, was it somebody's backyard? Was it?
Yeah, it was. They used to have a big backyard party. It was out somewhere near Westfield, and it was the firemen, the fire departments. They were all there, but they used to buy their own actual fireworks and stuff. But of course, somebody must have called in the neighborhood complaining, so they had to send somebody up to tell them to, enough was enough.
Yep.
Yeah, that was also the same day that I walked right through the people's screen door.
Oh, okay.
I
So
thought
it was so nice and clean that, like the glass window, you didn't realize it was...
That, and they had open bar all night long.
Yeah, boy. Is it true that guys become cops because they can't work at McDonald's?
That's not even nice.
Ooh. Gee, officer, that's terrific. The last officer only gave me a warning, too. Have you ever gotten two-speed pulled over twice in one day?
No, I got pulled over for a headlight out on one day and then
That's
pulled
what
over
I did.
the second day for the same
I got
thing.
pulled over twice. It was I was leaving the theater in the parking lot of the movie theater. We have a night deposit. It's across the parking lot. I'm in the parking lot driving across. The cop the lights come on and he's behind me. I'm thinking, well, he doesn't want me because there's no way I'm speeding in a parking lot. And I don't know what the hell he's up to. And I pull over and I go make the deposit and he's right behind me staring me down. Well, it turns out that I had a headlight out and I didn't know it. And so, he gave me one of those fix-it tickets. And I'm going, all right, great. He's doing his job. And then on the way home, again, I got pulled over in the same town. I got pulled over twice. Yeah.
Okay, well, that happened to me, but it happened the night before. I got pulled over. They gave me the yellow ticket.
Yeah, the fix-it
thing.
Fix-it.
You got 7 days to fix it. Now, the next day I'm driving, and this cop pulls me over. He comes up. He says, you have a headlight out. I said, yes. I said, actually, I got pulled over yesterday. He gave me the
I did
ticket.
the same thing. I showed him my ticket.
I said, I figured it was a Sunday or something. I said, I'm going to go down Monday morning. I'll go down and, I'll purchase something. Yeah. And as I'm talking to him, he just walks away, comes back, and he hands me a $20 ticket for having a headlight out. I said, I have 7 days. And he says, have a nice day, and he leaves. I'm like, well, how stupid is that? I mean, really? Yeah. So it ends up in court, and I just walked in. I said, give me a ticket, but I had this already, and I showed it to him. And they just, said, go home.
Yeah.
But I was like, what?
Did he actually look at the ticket? He didn't look at it, right?
Oh, yeah, he looked at it.
Oh, he did look at it. Yeah. I was figuring he probably thought it was, older or something, and you were just screwing around with him. But
I don't know.
All right. I was trying to keep up with traffic. Yes, I know there are no other cars on the road. That's how far behind I was. What? You need a license to drive?
Yeah, there you go.
Sometimes I think people are, well, I know people are out there driving without licenses, but half the time, well, we've had this discussion before, the no right turn on red thing. And where are these people, they had to pass a test at one time or another. You would think that they wouldn't because they drive horribly, absolutely horribly. Yes, I know my driving is not 100%, but you have to agree that it is pretty damn good for someone that's completely drunk. Again, I don't think this is a secret, but I'm going to share maybe a half secret with the world. When Sonny has a few drinks in him, he is a much better driver. Why are you staring at me like that?
Because I don't drink and drive.
Oh, no. Hello? Is that you?
No, it's the police.
That's the listener line.
Yeah, thanks.
No, he doesn't drink and drive. I'm kidding. Did you pull me over because of the drugs under the seat, the body in the trunk, or the burned out taillight? I'm going to go with the taillight.
Absolutely the taillight.
Yeah, taillight, because that always pulls criminals over. Whoops, that's the fake one. Here you go, officer. Here's my real driver's license. My gun fell off my lap and got lodged on the gas pedal. You're lucky this car needs a tune-up, or you would have never caught me. That sounds like me.
Yeah. Definitely.
To call up the chopper.
That's like the, what's that story there? Oh, yeah, the guy gets pulled over, sees the blue lights and says, quick, rip off one of those labels off the bottle. And the cop pulls him over and walks up and says, do you know why I pulled you over? He says, you were swerving. He says, yeah, I'm sorry, officer. He said, but I'm on the patch. and he had slapped the beer label on his right shoulder.
What was the, was it Dumb and Dumber when the cop pulled him over? With the
pee?
Cop,
yeah,
and he had
yeah.
the pee in the jar.
God, that was disgusting.
It's funny.
Ugh.
You two been drinking it up. You're lucky this car. Oh, I just read that one again. I lose my place.
Bifocals.
I do have bifocals.
New prescription.
I do have a prescription. I'm going February. I hate going to the eye doctor. Do you like the eye doctors?
As long as they don't dilate.
Oh, they do that to me every time, and they check everything, and they do all this. I can't stand, and they keep telling me, you need to open wider. My eyes don't go any wider. That's it. They just don't go any wider.
So that's why you look like such a shifty bastard?
Yes, yeah. It is. Well, those two other guys didn't stop for that school bus either, officer. There's no way I was going 85. I had the cruise control set for 80. What's wrong, officer? I swear to drunk I'm not God. There's no blood in my alcohol. You don't happen to have any beer in your car, do you, officer? No, I wouldn't say that either. Not any one of those. All right, folks, you know what it's time for now.
The moment you've been waiting for is finally here. Yes, true or false headlines.
All right, Sonny, I know you lie awake nights just waiting for true or false headlines.
I just live for it.
You live for it. Okay, first one, true or false? Amazon Echo called as witness to crime.
It sounds so stupid. I'm going to say it's true.
This is true, actually. Police in Bentonville, Arkansas, asked Amazon for audio and other records from an Echo digital assistant in the home of James Andrew Bates after Victor Collins was found dead in Bates's hot tub last year.
Relation to Norman?
Well, that's the first thing I'm thinking. The guy's name is Bates, and you're going to get in his hot tub? I'm saying, no way, I'm not going there. Bates and Collins had been drinking and watching football. After drinking too much, Bates went to sleep, and sometime in the middle of the night, Collins died in the home's hot tub. The cause of death was strangulation, with drowning as a secondary cause, according to police. Bates was arrested and charged with murder. The police department requested electronic data in the form of audio recordings, transcribed records, or other text records related to the communications between the Amazon Echo service and Bates residents for the dates of the November 21st and the 22nd. Amazon said it will not release customer information without a valid and binding legal document to demand such. But what they're saying is that this Echo is always on, and it's always listening. So they feel that there are some records at Amazon that they can get a hold of. Amazon says, no, that's not really how it works. Although the unit is always listening, the unit itself, I believe, has a 60-second buffer in it where it does remember the last 60 seconds, but it doesn't transmit anything to a server or a cloud or anything like that. The police are saying otherwise, that they believe that there is information to be had.
The part that I'm interested in is secondary cause of death.
Yeah, so
you die twice.
You die twice. Well, I guess that's what it says.
Well, he fell out of the airplane and he hit the ground.
That's a secondary cause. Yeah,
the secondary cause was he was having a heart attack. If the ground hadn't killed him, the heart would have.
Yeah, okay. The fall never kills you.
No,
it's the landing,
or it's the anticipation.
Yes. Yeah, so that brings up, again, we're so savvy to tech on this show, that brings up a whole other thing. All of these units that are listening to you all the time, your phones, your cameras. I know people that put black electrical tape over their webcam on their laptops. You, just last week, didn't even know your laptop had a camera in it. Mm-hmm. Who's watching you? Frankly, I don't care, because trust me, no one wants to watch me. That's why we do a podcast and not a video cast.
If your life is so boring, you need to watch mine. Come on over and I'll give you a beer and watch the game together.
True or false? Ohio man sentenced to 11 months for having sex with a floaty.
That's false.
That's true. Oh. That is true.
I thought you could get away with anything in Arkansas.
It's Ohio. Ohio man.
Oh, I
the first one was Arkansas. No. 34-year-old Edwin Tobergata of Butler County, Ohio. His thing is to make sweet love to pink rubber pool floaties in public. Unfortunately for Edwin, having sex with an inflatable flotation device will get you in a little bit of trouble, especially if you prefer to have sex with your neighbor's floaty outside on your back porch with your pants down in front of children.
Oh, that's lovely.
Edwin was caught just doing that and arrested. Incidentally, this isn't his first obvious rubberist. What obvious rubber? What the hell's a rubberist? He's been caught romancing his neighbor's pool toy back in 2011. In 2002, he was accused of romancing his neighbor's inflatable pumpkin. Edwin,
how do you find this crap?
You can Google and find it. But these are all true. They're all true. Edwin pled guilty to the public indecency charge and was sentenced to 11 months in prison. What's funnier is these come with pictures, too. And I laugh. I look at the picture of these criminals like, oh, my God, you're a moron. Oh, all right. Well, you're 50-50. Alabama man tries to revive his dead wife with jumper cables.
Well, that's got to be true.
That is false. I made that one up. If it is true, I don't know about it. I made that one up.
I'm sure it's happened. I'm sure it's happened.
Honey, where do I put the positive and the negative?
When I was in elementary school, we had a fellow classmate that would seriously swear up and down that he froze a gerbil and then brought it back to life with a 9-volt battery. Of course, he was 3 sandwiches short of a picnic.
Oh, it's funny you say that, because I swear, folks, Sonny has no clue what these are. I swear to you, he does not know what these true or false headlines is. He has no prior knowledge. The next headline, did I make it up or not? True or false? Woman attempted to create Frankenstein dog.
True. She must have watched Frankenweenie.
That is correct. You are right. A woman scientist in Warsaw, Poland was arrested after police found over 100 dead animals in multiple freezers, as well as 72 malnourished cats roaming around inside their home. The gruesome scene was uncovered by police after a few locals complained about foul odors and odd noises coming from the woman's residence. According to police, the woman was obsessed with creating a new breed of dog by experimenting on dead and live dogs. However, the multiple failed attempts to create a living Frankenstein dog from dog parts did not work, so she decided to switch to cats. The woman was charged with animal cruelty and using cats and dogs for illegal experiments, which holds a maximum sentence of 2 years in prison and a lifetime ban from keeping animals. So 2 years? That doesn't seem like enough for that.
Wow.
But, yeah. Okay. True.
The pain.
Sure it was. True or false? New York man sells soiled diapers on Craigslist.
That's true.
That's false. I made that up.
Yeah, but
I love sitting there thinking of these things.
But you don't know half the stuff that people have tried.
Maybe you should go look at Craigslist.
That was Craigslist?
Yeah, Craigslist.
Because there was a guy on eBay years ago.
I wasn't going to do eBay, but I thought Craigslist would be more believable.
Well, there was a guy on eBay years ago that was selling empty jars, and he was saying there was souls in them. And the people were buying them.
Empty jars with souls in them.
He was saying souls in a jar.
Souls in a jar.
He finally got kicked off of eBay, but can you believe that? And people were buying it.
I know. Buy anything, right?
Stupid.
Texas mother, true or false? Texas mother tries to fix son's scrotum with super glue. Can't help it.
Doesn't your mother live in Texas?
She does live in Texas, yes.
I don't want to hear anything about this then.
True or false? Texas mother tries to fix son's scrotum with super glue.
It's definitely false.
That is true.
Oh, man.
34-year-old San Antonio Jennifer Marie Vargas was recently arrested for allegedly ripping her 6-year-old son's scrotum and then trying to repair it with super glue. Vargas admitted to grabbing her young son's privates as hard as she could, causing a 4-centimeter laceration in her son's scrotum. She then attempted to clean the wound with alcohol. Oh my God, that would have, like, poor kid.
The pain.
And then applied super glue to patch the hole until it stopped bleeding. She stuffed the boy's underwear with paper towels and then sent him to bed. When her husband arrived home, he noticed his son was crying. No shit.
Wow.
He immediately called 911. Jennifer Marie Vargas was arrested by the FBI and charged with assault causing serious bodily injury. The boy underwent surgery to repair the damage and is now in the custody of his father. Good thing, right?
Absolutely.
Holy crap. All right. Sonny, it's up to you now. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
You're ready. It's up to you. Here we go.
Sonny's pet peeve
of the week.
Lay it on me, brother.
Well, since we just got done another wonderful Christmas, it just brings me to think of how many people are regifters. Regifters.
That's it? That's your...
No, that's my pet peeve topic. It's just because I constantly wonder when people say, oh, it's still in the mail.
Wait a minute. Are you referring to me? Wait a minute.
I can't get together this day. But
I have emails to prove it. I have emails to prove that I have an order from Star Trek. Okay? And it's not here yet. I will show you my emails.
I'm still waiting for that one.
To show you? I'll show you the emails. It's right here on my phone.
No, but did I get the present already?
No. I told you. I'm still, and I decided to forget it. It's ridiculous.
Oh.
I ordered this. Hold on. I'll tell you when I ordered this piece of crap. I ordered from StarTrek.com. StarTrek.com, if you're listening, screw you. You can come back at me. You can come whatever you want. I ordered this sucker. Let's see. I know. Here it is. Whoop. Bear with me because I gotta go back. Star Trek shop orders. That's when they told me 12/12. I have it right here. I ordered this December 12th, and they told me it had a guaranteed delivery by Christmas. And then on 12/27, they said, "Thanks for shopping at Star Trek Shop. This email confirms the following items have shipped." I don't have them yet, but they've shipped. They shipped them DHL to UPS. I didn't even know that was a thing. So I have the emails. Stop hooming me. I have the emails to prove it. Go away, you suck.
Okay, I just want one question. Have you ever regifted, Dennis?
Have I ever regifted?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. You look like a regifter.
Probably. I don't know if I've ever regifted. Probably.
You look like one that does his actual Christmas shopping Christmas morning and waits and see what he gets and then takes everything he doesn't like.
No, usually the stuff I get I like, usually. No. I'm sure. You know what? I will say I have regifted, not really regifted, but I win a basket raffle or something like that, you win. I don't know. See, in Lions, I belong to the Lions Club, and I do a lot of events, and they always, $5-10 here for a raffle ticket. So I get to enter a lot of raffles, and when I win, sometimes the stuff I win I really don't want, but I win it.
Yeah, but
that I regift.
Yeah, but that's not regifting. That's you winning a prize, and you choose to give that away. That's up to you. The reason I bring this up, because it was funny. It didn't happen this year, but it happened, I think, the year before last. Somebody actually regifted me with the same gift
that
I
you gave them
the year before. I was like, really?
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it,
yeah,
don't be a little smarter about it.
Yeah.
So,
I honestly, I don't want to say I haven't. Maybe I have.
I honestly don't have a problem with it, but it was just a funny topic. I was thinking about it, saying, I wonder how many people get.
Oh, I'm sure there's lots.
How many people get certain gifts and say, "Oh, you know what?
Yeah,
this sucks, but I'm going to give it to
crap,"
someone else.
and you give it as I would imagine there's quite a few that do that. Yeah, but like I said, maybe I have, maybe I didn't. But the raffle things I do all the time. In fact,
so
I have a box actually in my computer room. I have a box, and in that box is just loaded with those gifts. I have all kinds of stuff in that box.
Okay, so here's
my raffle box.
Here's my advice to everybody out there: start checking the dates of those summer sausages. They could be from 4 or 5 years ago.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us. His pet peeve of the week was wonderful.
Thank God.
Thank God, yes. All right. Don't forget, I should have mentioned it earlier, but to follow us on Facebook, it's facebook.com/Fountain of Thought, or talkfot@gmail if you want to give us an email, or if you're interested in being a sponsor of the program, or follow us on Twitter, talkfot. Any last thoughts there, Sonny?
Yes. Should you do the disclaimer?
It's a little late. You already dropped the F-bomb, so I'll have to add the explicit soundtrack to the iTunes thing, and they'll get the idea. But yeah, I missed the disclaimer at the beginning, so I got to make up a jingle for that so I don't forget.
A little jingle.
A little jingle. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next week.